So I decided to do a fun little run with only 2 characters on each side. And I was thinking about it, I tried on stream a little bit with some combinations and I was like, dude, I feel like I really should be able to. And I came up with an idea just to run Knight on the second side, because Burning is so good and Night's always so good on the second side. But Knight is not the greatest and I'll be showing the builds at the end. But I thought this was pretty interesting. This is a C1 Arlecchino with Signature and 3 Lintel Sidlally. Now, the way you play this one is pretty interesting. So I'll be talking about it a little bit, and as well as the other things. Now let's start off with one rotation. So, start off with the skill, right? And then we switch to Sidlally, and we do the skill burst as per usual. But then... Wait, I didn't wait there? I think I didn't wait. You're supposed to wait a little bit for the mark to appear. I did manage to get C2, but I haven't activated it. I wanted to see if I could do things without C1 and do a bit of testing without it. So that's my situation right now. Just a C1 Arlecchino with Signature, still really good with her set and everything. And as you can tell, with the buff that she has, I think it was a 75% normal attack, normal pyro damage, I think. And you get quite a buff. Anyway, so second half, we have these 3 guys. Lining the map can be a bit tricky, and having to rotate around and still trying to stay within Bennett's burst is pretty annoying. And I don't have all fit pyro, so there I couldn't really do much. Here we're just waiting for the burst. And we're just gonna use Bennett into some basics, because we have 6 Bennett on this one. It's a full-on support build with a lot of ER. Actually, it's not full-on support, technically it's just a hybrid build, just full-on ER with some extra stats on damage, but it's just pretty easy with just Bennett to do this. And Kenichi, I'm not using all that efficiently or well at all. He's fun, I just haven't really practiced Kenichi all that much. And yeah, I can just feel a bit it can feel a bit weird to play him sometimes. I was a bit low on ER sometimes, even though I'm at like 276 ER or so. Makes sense, because this is duos, which increases the requirements of all the characters given the limited amount of party costs that we get. Now, we proccing Gravestone because this one is pretty low on HP already. I did fail once with this team, I believe. Yeah, because I died accidentally. But you're not gonna see that, no one has to know about that one. And here we are close to finishing it. The risky thing is getting into that second phase, because we would lose a lot of time. So, and that's what I did. Now, how to come back from that? You're gonna break it as quick as possible, one of them, so you can do some damage before the other ones even come to you, because you have a bit of a window. So we made up for it. I don't really care about having the burst on that side for the second chamber, because it's only shields based, so I don't care about the Bennett buff, unless I need HP. Now, charge attack first for the weapon on Arlecchino, followed up by the skill. I got staggered in a bit of a weird way, and after waiting for the cry application, I'm doing like 2 to 3 normal attacks. Here, using the burst to reset everything and get some HP back. I like using the skill into Sidlally burst because we get some energy back. She's at like 170, 180 R, something like that. We cancel the charge attack so it doesn't apply pyro with that, and we can apply pyro without removing the cryo, aka getting a melt on the first basic attack, which is what matters more. Now here, it goes into the Hydro mode, so we use Sidlally skill burst, and we just go to normal rotation. Did I forget to let the skill charge again? I'm not sure if I did. But yeah, maybe there's a few mess-ups here and there, and that's fine. I wanted to get a bit more energy for the next one, so I'm glad I did that. Because it can be pretty tricky on the next one. I would usually recommend to do that. Now, I have seen... okay, so here for the shields. Probably gonna use the burst to iframe. Yep. So burst to iframe. We're just gonna rotate around. Damage doesn't matter, so didn't really need the Bennett's burst. But I don't know, maybe just for HP or something. But the shields get destroyed either way, because Burning and Night Soul tick really fast. So it's one of the best things you can run here. definitely gonna take advantage of that. So here we go with Bennett again. Ideally we wouldn't be like that, kinda staying close so we can still be within Bennett's burst. And here I don't do as much because of the burning, but it is still surprisingly enough that's quite a bit of damage to the shield, so we'll take it and we'll play around there. At this point I have like more than a minute, so not too worried. Don't even have to do the skill technically at that point, and I was just gonna save it, but I ended up messing up. Like, might as well get some off-field burning, use the burst first, and get some energy back, because I won't have the skill yet, and if I didn't, even getting some more energy back, and now we are good to go. Using Changeling, which is how I tend to run this team as opposed to duos. Oh, that's crazy. I feel like the shielded up earlier than usual. Is it just me? Thankfully, then again, I had a bit of room for error because the first night is so OP, and yeah, we still managed to go through all of the shields again. Here, ideally, I would have saved some burst, would have been kinda nice. Not that important, because then again, we don't really need it, because it's gonna be shields again on the next one. But hey, now I do gotta admit, for this one I did struggle on Chamber 3, ended up retrying the day after, aka the last day before reset, because I had a pretty bad card and I couldn't do it, so I just give it a little break. Now, for this one, did the entire setup before it stole our energy, which is pretty nice, and it's a bit more tricky because you cannot see the aura, so you cannot see the element the enemy has, neither this one nor the next one, because they are too big, I guess. So yeah, you just cannot see it, so we play around that. Now, since I did a quick skill on the second rotation, I use a burst to get the skill back so we can start off the rotation again. So there we go, we have the mark charged and everything, but it decided to just run away a bit too much. So we just try to bring it back to us, and yeah, then again, not ideal, but it is fine. It's fine. Still seems to be enough. Now for this one, it can be more tricky for sure. This was the toughest chamber, but you can see right there, this does a lot. It just does so much. It's a skill from Bennett, and here we can continue with it just to do some burning. Now the bad thing is that we cannot take advantage of this downtime so much, because we have to use the skill first. So yeah, we don't really get it back, and here with the bosses and different transformations, it can be pretty tricky. Now, with Kinich, I usually struggle trying to dodge anything. It feels so weird to dodge within his stage. I just kind of feel like I can't even dodge sometimes, but I can. And I missed the skill there because I was trying to grab for it while that chicken was doing the spinny. That's not a chicken, I know it's not a chicken. But yeah, it's a bit annoying. And thankfully, those things, whenever the boss disappear, thankfully Kinich's tracking from the skill actually works and it stays there until the next enemy appears. Now, I thought it was gonna go back to the middle, but I guess it was too early for that. So we have one more rotation here that we can do. Yoink. And ideally we will go back there. Oh, life support there too. Kinda tricky, but we should be fine, And here, I was just, honestly, I kinda just wanted it to go back to the middle, because we have enough time, we can break it pretty quick, and I can set up accordingly and save the burst for that. So now we just finished the skill there, and now we can go back to the middle. It was a bit risky using the burst first instead of the skill, and I barely made the switch because the DOT could have killed me, but I waited for the DOT to appear again, so I could go back to Kinich without dying instantly, because could have gotten Spawn Trap, and ideally trying to track back to Bennett's burst and using the skill whenever available. We still have 15 seconds here. I know I still don't have the skill, so we have to stall a little bit, even do some basics to make sure the power is there, and we finish it off. So yeah, that was the run. It was pretty fun. I've seen, I did this run because we saw on stream a person that did it with 2 4 stars on each side, the Gamin Rosarian first one and Sincho Bennett on the second one. And I tried something similar, but I had to min-max my build so much for that to even be remotely possible. Like, that's some next level investment and some next level retrying So yeah, I wasn't that patient. I just used some pretty OP things overall. I don't think it's crazy investment, but it's still a fun little one. I think whenever you do it with 2 characters, you are excused to use whatever you have available. So let it be whatever it may be. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, thank you. Stay milky, bye.